Hi Aries, welcome to your Empress reading as we travel along the Fool's Journey. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. This is intended to be a romantic love reading or centered around your romantic life, but other areas are bound to resonate as well. So this also, this may resonate as yours or your person's moon, rising, or Venus sign. Okay. All right. Empress reading for Aries. What do we got here? So as we travel through the tarot, as the Fool travels, they come to the Empress after meeting the Magician and the High Priestess. This is all about creativity, abundance, nurturing. Well, that's not too shabby, the Sun. And seeing where you're at with that and what areas are going to be coming in for you, like coming through for you. Okay, so this is the Sun. Wow. I part of this is like, yay, and the other part is like, are you wondering if things are going to work out? Like what the prognosis is on something, or if everything's going to be okay? All right. There we go. Mic's getting wonky on me. All right. So we've got the Queen of Swords. That could be Libra. Okay. Three of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, Magician, Eight of Pentacles, and you can't see that, so I need to scoot this up a little bit. Okay. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, all right, and 5 of Swords. Okay. Let me get my little guys. Alright. There is a calm coming, but it looks like you're under siege here. Like, holy cow. There needs to be some things reined back in here in every area of your life. If we're looking at romance, it's just been a really chaotic, hectic, busy, demanding, burdensome time overall. And if we're looking at romance, both of you need to kind of know that it's going to dissipate eventually, that there's going to be a clearing. You know, the talks are going to happen, there's going to be decisions made, things like that. So hang in there. So it looks like this is a question about, are things going to work out? What the heck is going on? What do we do? Because this feels very like not knowing what to do. But you know, it's not that you don't know what to do. It's just that you're shying away from doing what you know you have to do. That's what it is. It's not that you don't know. But the shying away from it might be creating undue stress or chaos for this year, not just like for the month. But it just might be that when things come up, the tried and true method of just letting them blow over might not be working here. And that's not, you know, calling you out for being passive. It's just some things just aren't worth your effort or energy. But it seems to be there's some piling up here that things need to be addressed and you need to talk about with your person. What's this Queen of Swords for Aries? This could be Leo, by the way. Libra, Gemini, Virgo, or Aries. Okay. Change is afoot. And we've got some frustration and irritability here. What's this Queen of Swords for Aries? You still can't see it. Okay. You know what? I don't want to have to move everything up, but I mean, all right. What's this Queen of Swords for Aries? This is Queen of Swords. And I feel like, you know, your inner Empress, you need to know that it's like okay to be able to make decisions. It would be okay to walk away from this. I hate to advocate for that because it's supposed to be about like nurturing and, you know, positivity and all that. But sometimes one of the most positive things you can do is to walk away from something that's just not working. And you two aren't working together, and you're not working. The togetherness of you two is not working. It's not working being together, and you two aren't on the same page. You're not working together. You two don't work together. So it could very well be that, you know, you need to know that to be abundant and to nurture yourself, and one of the best things and most loving things maybe you can do for this relationship is the same for yourself, is to make some decisions and to end something, put the final touches on something, bring something to resolution, be decisive and have finality on something. Because the fade or just laying low and waiting till the storm passes, or just that passive state, for this reading and for the context of the year, the context of the reading the rest of the year, it's not going to work. It's just going to add to the pile of things that need resolution. What's this? Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles. Two of Wands. What's this? Four of Pentacles. This is Four of Pentacles for Aries. Ace of Pentacles. This is Magician. Wow. The Magician, Queen of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Whatever strides you are going to make is going to be up to you. You need to be in the driver's seat here to bring resolution to everything, because your partner's not. Because your partner is having issues in their own life or with control. This is somebody that you're probably tired, and there's no connection here, and it's kind of fizzled out because your partner didn't nurture the relationship. They kind of just looked out for themselves, and they're more into control than they are stability. Like, being in control brings them stability, but it's not, I mean, why wouldn't it? But not in the good way. This is someone that is kind of, you could be dealing with someone that's just interested only in their own interests, and that doesn't work very well in a partnership, obviously. So this is about you needing to, you're going to have to be the one to bring this to resolution. You're going to have to be the one to take the initiative and be like, okay, this is what I want. I either want this, and it's not about ultimatums, but whatever you want, you're going to have to make known. You're going to have to enact yourself. Maybe it's that you don't make it known to your person and you see the writing on the wall and you're like, oh, I'm out. But this is about you putting yourself in the number one priority spot and creating for yourself, because you're not going to get what you need from your partner. They're simply just not there. The issue here with you two is working together. So you being put first or being acknowledged, your needs being recognized, it's not going to happen unless you do it. So this is about you deciding what you want in this partnership, because it's not, your partner's not going to take the initiative to bring this up, to talk about it, to bring it to resolution, to problem solve, all of that. What's this Eight of Pentacles about? Ooh, good money card. What's this Eight of Pentacles about? Alright, Ten of Pentacles. Ten of Pentacles here too. Okay. Yeah, this, honestly, Aries, this relationship needs an overhaul in the stability department, in the trust, in the connection. But it sounds like you've been there, done that, and neither one of you are interested. You're just kind of like biding time. Nobody's done anything to resolve this, either to end it and walk away or to bring it back to life. If that's the case, if you want that, you're going to have to be the one to spearhead it. Doesn't look like you want it. It looks like you're probably thinking, you know what, I think I've learned all I can with this and I'm ready to go off on my own. So that's another nudge from spirit or your inner empress saying, okay, we'll get to getting what you want is out there, but you've got to make strides toward it. And the first order of business would be to resolving what's going on at present so you can get to your good in the future. Because this is, there's just, it's funny, it's like there's, you two have your own things going on and you're not really connected. So you're both kind of really worried about your own lives. And as you should be, but there's no having each other's back here. There's no partnership here. And either that needs to be worked on, that stability needs to be worked on, that connectedness, that realizing, all right, we're going to be like an absolute unit, we're going to do this, so we've got to learn to rely on each other and turn to each other, connect, make each other a priority, all that. Or this is about you beginning to lay the foundation for your future stability. But either way, stability needs to be worked on. Future prospects, like planning for the future, with or without this person, there needs to be a shoring up of choices and like charting a course, basically. Planning your trajectory. Okay, here it is again, this Ten of Pentacles. What is that for Aries? And the nice thing is, though, this is saying that you have the power to do that. You have the power to make this happen. You just need to do it, right? What's this Ten of Pentacles? Have you been avoiding thinking about it? You know what I mean? Like, is this... There's chaos here because there's been an avoidance of acknowledging the reality of a situation. And the thing is if you acknowledge, like, look, we're not working. This is not happening. We're not working. It could be fixed, right? But if you don't ever talk about it, it can't be. So depending on your dynamic, I mean, yeah, some things resolve on their own, but not at this level. This is, I would say, profound disconnect. Like, this is two ships passing in the night. This is two people still living in the same house under the same roof just to parent the kids that they have. But there's no connection. There's no desire or anything. So that, being in that space the way it is, it's really hard to have the rest of your life flourish, or to have your life feel like you're flourishing, because you're kind of tied to something that you don't want to be tied to, and yet you're obligated and you're this and that. It, you know, ideally you two would have your own space and be able to successfully co-parent from a distance or take care of your obligations and whatnot, but generally have your own space and have your own peace and contentment. But it just looks like there's kind of, for in extreme cases here, it could be that there's like a standoff, and, you know, well, I'm not bringing it up, they can bring it up. Well, I'm not bringing it up, they can bring it up. And it's just, it's your partner, there could be some pettiness involved. And if anything's going to get resolved, it's going to be about you bringing it to the fore, because your partner's not. They're being, if I may, they're being kind of small about this. So whatever you want in this situation with your romantic partnership, this one does not look, okay, well, wow. This fell out first, and then these two fell out. So we've got clarity and decisive action, cutting through something and seeing it for what it is, and quite possibly an ending, cutting something off, walking away from a love or a love not working out and walking away. So what I was saying was that you're going to have to spearhead any kind of change you want to see here, and it's well within your realm to do so. You just actually have to do it. You might be feeling motivated because you are overwhelmed. Where is it? Overwhelmed. It's to be expected if you've been like trying to manage everything, and this relationship's a lot of work, and you're dealing with somebody that just shuts down on you and won't talk about anything. It's a lot of work. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, yeah, that would, consider lightening your load if you can. If you're dealing with somebody uncooperative, don't anymore. They need to love you back. And that's an active stance. It's not just feelings. It's not just having caught feelings but I love them. Okay, what do you do to show that? Where's the commitment? Where's the action? What's this 10 of Wands? Three of Wands. Good for you. Okay, that's another component here. Perhaps there's the idea of not dealing with this because you're too busy, good for you, making money and making moves and laying a foundation. But this one part of your life actually is holding you back from being able to progress with that because it's kind of like their dead weight. God, I hate to say that. But they're not working with you. They're expecting you to work for them. So this is about making some cuts and being the change that you want to happen, because you're not going to get any cooperation because the other person's mainly focused on themselves right now, and you're trying to just coexist and handle your own money and affairs and job, which is going to be taking off, by the way. It's like everybody's having a good money year for some reason, but you've got the family, the kids, and you've got some sort of business that you're involved in that is really doing well, and you need to continue in that vein because that's where your security is going to lie. That's what's going to allow you to be able to have more choice and feel like, okay, I'm at a point now where I can walk away from this that's no longer serving me and really throw all of my creative energy into this, which is going to nurture me back. Because this relationship, unless your partner is willing to meet you halfway and work on the stability and the trust and the connectedness, as well as not squandering any kind of money or funds or things like that, like everything is communal and you have my back financially as well. You're not just out for self and, oh, there's money in the bank, I'm gonna go shopping for me. Wait a minute, we got kids, you know what I mean? So this is about you getting vertical on this. This person has had enough chances. There's been enough time. It is what it is. Let's get to getting, make those decisions, and start laying the groundwork for your stability. Because it's like it's not being addressed or asked or answered. It's just being allowed to continue. And you've got a big money year and are set to thrive, but you won't be able to if you've got this holding you back. And it's not holding you back if the other person wants to work on it with you. That's a different dynamic. But what's showing here is that this is not somebody that is interested in working things out, working with you, being on the same page. So you get to do that. It makes your decisions very simple and easy, right? And they're kind of blocking you being able to come into your abundance. So if they won't talk about it, they won't talk about it. But you don't have to stay there. It's okay for you to leave. I think your inner Empress is like, you know what? It's okay for you to take care of yourself. It's okay for you to look out for yourself and your own and to create anew. You don't have to keep throwing, water and food at something that's not going to grow, or you know, it's like a seed that has died and you're still watering it, you're still trying to, you don't have to do that anymore. You deserve a break, to be able to pull back, think about your next move. Your person has. They are. So you get to also, you don't have to take care of everybody. You need to nurture you. You need to nurture your future plans. You need to nurture your longevity. What's this Five of Swords here for Aries? Knight of Swords. Yay. Yes. Okay, so good. You have what it takes. You have what it takes to spearhead this, to take charge of this situation and bring it to resolution. Hopefully your person is cooperative, but if not, it's not going to affect you. Your security is assured, but you have to make the first move. You're going to have to spearhead the change that you want, because for this relationship, you're kind of under yourself right now. And that it doesn't look like that's changing. It looks like your person is only interested in themselves. You've got another one coming. I know this is way off, in October. So it gives you some time to kind of heal and prioritize other things. And it's just going to happen. You're not going looking for it. So just know that, you know, October's coming up for whatever reason, but right now you've got somebody that's very concerned with their own money, their own finances, their own security, not really interested on growing or what you want for the future. So you get to cut bait and do that for yourself. You've got excellent ideas, your creativity is pretty strong, and you need to be able to capitalize on that. So go for it. But just don't worry, because you do have it in you and you do have what it takes. And once you take, it seems like one more thing to handle, but once you take charge of it, and the burden that dissipates, like that you're able to offload that, or at least get some distance from it, it's going to make such a huge difference in you being able to devote your time and energy to what gives back to you, truly. So, and plus you get rest. You're not having to take care of everybody and their brother. All right, what else for Aries? Goddess of creation, transformation, creativity, and wholeness. Yes, that's what's coming. That's what's waiting. You just have to make some executive decisions about your current situation and get active, get vertical on this. It's like you've been kind of waiting for someone to kind of come around, or there's this kind of standoffish, whatever it is. The silence and the distance needs to end, and you're going to have to be the one to close the distance and be like, okay, we're either clearing the air or we're accepting this as a final goodbye, but we can't go on like this. And okay, if that's your answer, or you know what I mean, like it's like, well, okay, then making decisions from that vantage point. You're not waiting, you're not giving someone time, you're not apologizing. You just, let's look at what is and go from there. Mistakes have been made. We're not talking. Are you interested in talking? No? All right then. Proceed to step H instead of going through A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. All right. You know, like those flow charts? Like yes is all the over here and all this. If no, then it's just like a straight line down to the last outcome. What else for Aries? Ten of Swords. Okay, Ten of Swords. All right, so this is final, or at least a mounting crisis that could be irreparable, or could be just very eye-opening. Like, okay, we got transformation happening, because you're going to be presented with a bunch of facts, or the realization that this is the reality, and if nothing else, you're not going to be able to go back to the way it was, because of those realizations and things being very eye-opening for you. Okay. What else for Aries? You know, and I no disrespect to your partnership or whatnot, but it's like, gosh, as soon as that can get resolution, there's like a really creative space for you here. You've got some excellent ideas. Right now you're kind of focused on what to do about this relationship, or trying to process that. And as soon as that gets freed up, all of that creative energy is going to be able to be spent creating for you and building that security and stability for yourself, to where you won't need partnership, or you won't feel like you're having to stay there until the rent lessens, or until something can come through, things like that. Like, your time will be your own. And if you're wondering if it'll work out, that depends on when, first, if you're going to spearhead it, if you're going to take charge of this. Otherwise, it's going to keep going the way it is. And number two, with this person, not likely, because it doesn't look like they're interested in cooperating or meeting you halfway, or efforting, basically. So that energy is best directed in fortifying and building up and nurturing your own creative endeavors, because any kind of resolution or creativity, or wanting to spice things up or make it more interesting, or for this relationship, is not, it just seems like they're focused elsewhere. So, what else for Aries? Alright, so we got Tower reversed, and we've got the Eight of Wands reversed. Okay, so you're just biding time, trying to avoid disaster, but it's not progressing, it's not doing anything. There's no communication, things aren't going anywhere. So right now you're just in a holding pattern, because you might be wanting to avoid disaster, but the time has come for you to get vertical on this and make some decisions about your future stability. Because as it stands right now, this one's not looking at meeting you halfway, or really talking about much in the way of you two. So get to getting, because May and October looks good. All right, Aries, that was your Empress reading. I hope it was helpful. Keep your head up and get busy, because you've got a good creative cycle coming up. You want to capitalize on it. All right. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you in the next reading. You take care.